What's going on, brothers? This video is gonna help every single man out there as a reminder, not necessarily something that I'm teaching you, but to remind you things that will help optimize your life as a man, all right, to become the man that you need to be, all right. And we're all in this process together. I'm not trying to preach on anybody out there. The 10 commandments to becoming a beast. Number 1, thou shalt get jacked. Yes, start lifting weight if you need to build muscle mass. Lose that body fat if you need to. Clean up your diet. Man, I cannot believe that a man can have man boobs in 2025 or have love handles. A lot of people are millionaires, but they're not in shape, and your health is your wealth. The first thing that you should be focused on the most is getting in your best physical shape, and everything else will come. Okay, you're not at your peak if you have love handles and man boobs coming out of your shirt. I'm sorry, I'm not trying to mock anybody out there, but I want you to be at your best, and that's why I'm telling you, thou shalt get jacked. Get in your best shape. Get in your best shape. Go to the gym. Clean up your diet. Stop eating the Kit Kat and the chocolate and all those stuff, because they're not serving you, and you know it very well. If you can't control what goes in your mouth and you put in your body, you can't be trusted. You just can't be trusted. The first job I've ever had in my life, I had it because I was in shape, believe it or not. Once I started talking to the owner after I got hired, he's like, I didn't know you have an accent. I told him, well, you never asked me a question. He said, well, because I saw you were in shape, it told me everything I needed, because it means that you're consistent enough to go to the gym, so you're gonna be a hardworking man. First job, and actually was one of my favorite jobs, was a pizza man. Mama's Pizza in Toronto. Anyways, moving on. That's the first rule, guys. Very important. I want you to be in your best shape, or at least be in the process of it, okay? Because as soon as you start the process, you're good. Just start the process. That's the first one. Second one, learn how to cook. You didn't expect that, right? You think that I'm gonna say no, let the woman cook? I want you as a man to learn how to cook, because you cannot rely on anybody to cook your food, okay? If you're a man that is in control of everything, you also gotta be in control of your diet. And for most people, we just can't afford to get meal preps. And learning how to cook is one of the most important skills that I have. I went to cooking school. I paid $15,000. Guess what? I'm very grateful for it, and I don't regret it, because I can control my food. I can eat whatever I want, and I'm not relying, I'm not dependent on anybody to cook for me. A man that needs his girlfriend or his wife or his mom to cook for him is like a baby that's waiting for that breast milk. No, brother, learn how to cook. Number 3. Do you want to know what's number 3? Build something. I want you to build something. Doesn't have to be physical, but a man is at his peak. I speak when he's building. What's your purpose in life? What do you enjoy? What is your mission in life, brother? It's Gilly Fitness Vault. All you guys, ha 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 ha. There's a guy called ha 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 in my comment section. Ask yourself, what is your purpose? What is your mission in life? And work towards it. Build something. And this is when you will be not only the happiest, but you will feel the most fulfilled. You will not get fulfilled by meeting a beautiful lady, because a beautiful lady can fulfill that little void for short term, but it's not gonna be a long-term fix, bro. Trust me. Trust me. The only thing that will fulfill that is you building and working on your purpose, and knowing that you're doing God's call for you. Okay? So I want you to work a little bit on a side hustle that is a purpose for you, something that you enjoy, and something that you would see yourself being able to do full-time as a career. Okay, so this doesn't mean go and look at the stars. It means, are you a painter? Do you love painting? Well, maybe start an Instagram page and start posting things that you enjoy painting, and maybe try to go to painting exposition and eventually start selling your paintings and become a teacher and teaching some guys how to paint. You know what I mean? And that way you can share love in another way, because now at your job, you're working in a calling center, answering calls. You're not at your peak. You're not able to share love because you have a lot of frustration, because you don't feel aligned with what you should be doing, because you're not walking in your purpose and your passion. So I want you to start building slowly. Don't look at an influencer and think that you're gonna have a make 10K a month in 2 weeks. It's not gonna happen that way, but just start. And as soon as you start working on something, you will start getting fulfilled. Number 4, and they are not in order. Number 4, stop listening to mainstream media, please. Please, man, please. Guys, you must be blind or living under a rock if you don't feel like there's a agenda behind every single thing we've been exposed to. All right, there is an agenda, and there is a propaganda that is trying to brainwash people into thinking stuff. I'm not gonna get too deep in it, but don't get your information from mainstream media. Okay, I don't know the things that I'm able to talk about or not, but if they're telling you that you need to do this or do that, question it a little bit yourself. You don't need 4 or 5 masks to prevent getting sick, because you have an immune system. Don't be scared of the sun. I'm outside, I'm in the sun. It's one of the best things you can do for your body. If you're still scared of sun and you need to put many creams on your body because you're scared of getting a skin cancer, I'm sorry to tell you, but the sun is one of the best things that you can expose your body to for many reasons. I'm gonna make a video about it. I was listening to a podcast the other day, very renowned doctor, and he's like, well, we were so wrong. One of the new studies are showing that exposing people that were sick, that had autoimmune disease or cancer, exposing them to the sun and breathing outside near trees is saving their life and is strengthening their body. And I'm like, whoa, it took you guys all those studies and all those research, so now in 2025 you're finally realizing that sun is important. I mean, come on, you know? So they might tell you do this, do that, and then you end up going back to what your intuition was telling you, and you should have trusted it a long time ago. That's the next rule. The next rule, trust your intuition. That's a very important rule, because we have that inner voice in us, and that inner voice never lies, man. That's the voice that tells you go for that job, or go for that country, or go talk to this person, or do it. And a lot of time we silence that voice because we listen to other voices, maybe the media, the friend, the person that we're scared to do it, and you silence that voice. So I want you to start listening to that voice. That's another commandment. Moving on, respect your parents and forgive them. I don't think you can be at your full potential unless you respect your parents and forgive them for their mistake, you know, because that's the only way that you can detach and give them that burden that you're bearing. I know a lot of people that have a burden with their parents, their family. Look, nobody had the perfect parents. Nobody. We can all say, yeah, I had traumas, I had this, I had that. But it's up to you now to take on that, how can I say it, to basically just detach yourself from that burden and start flying on your own. You're not meant to always be with your parents, and your parents were doing the first experience with you, or second experience if you were a kid. You know, they didn't have a learning class or a warm-up kid that they could try with. So forgive them, and up until you forgive them and you respect them, you will never, in my opinion, be healed of all those traumas that you can have, and then move on, okay? And respect your parents, very important. My father passed away 6 years ago, and I would do everything just to spend one day with him, honestly, just one more day with my father. And I'm very happy, and I feel at peace with myself that I always respected my father. I was irrespective. I lacked respect with my father only one time in my life, and till this day, actually, I remember it. He was laying in bed, and I was a kid, and I was like not being nice just because he didn't let me, I don't know, maybe go out or whatever. But man, if you don't respect your parents now, you're gonna really regret it once they will pass away. So respect your parents and forgive them for their mistakes, okay? Moving on. Be financially, how can I say it? Be someone that is wise financially, all right? Don't be spending on things that you shouldn't be spending it. Maybe be a little bit more cheap if that's the word that is needed. Because I know a lot of men that would go out and they would keep spending money, and they want to flash the expensive cars and the expensive shirt and buy this person a drink and that person a drink. I don't think it comes from generosity, but a lot of time it comes from ego, showing that, hey, I'm gonna afford this car and I'm gonna buy this, but meanwhile these people are broke. I'd much rather be looked like as someone that is broke but have money in my bank account than the opposite. And a lot of people that try to flash their money or flash expensive stuff, they are actually broke, all right? So be financially mature. That is the word that I'm looking for, okay? Understand your spending, understand all that. For me, this is one of a very important rules, because unless you know how to manage the money that you have, you will not be able to be fully in your purpose. There's a Bible story where Jesus was telling his disciple, there's a king that gave his 3 servants. He gave them let's say 10 coins. And then he left that king and he came back and he asked them, what did you do with those coins? One of them multiplied it and gave him back 20. The other one said, I tried a business and it failed, so I lost all the coins. And the third one said, you know what I did? I put it under the soil, under the earth, to save it for you, so you come back and you have also your 10. And the king was actually most mad at this guy, because this guy was not able to use those coins and those talents that were giving to him efficiently. Okay, so the money that you have, the tools that you have, use them. Don't just let them sleep over there. And also don't give them to the pigs. That's another parable, but also means don't just throw it out. Don't just invite girls out and spend $300, all right? Don't simp. Don't simp. That's another rule. Do not simp. I know a lot of men that will go out with a girl and start inviting her. Oh, let's go to a restaurant. Let's go here. Let's go there. You're trying to overprove yourself and spend so much money on it. And little do you know that the more you do that, the more she gets disgusted by you. Disgusted by you, because it means that you have something to prove. A woman doesn't like that. A woman likes a man that is sure of himself and know that he is enough. And even if I tell her, let's go for a coffee and a walk, she'll enjoy it, because all she wants is be with you, your own company. And this is the most important thing, and you have to understand that, guys. Do not simp. You cannot make a woman fall in love with you. She either loves you or don't. She either is in love with you or she doesn't. If you're trying to convince her, might work short term, you might end up sleeping with her if that's your goal, but guess what, on the long term, she's gonna go back to her senses and know that you're a simp. A woman can sense those things. She can sense if you're a simp or you're a real man secure of yourself. Okay, so that's another rule. Do not chase women. Do not chase women. Do not chase women. Let her come to you. Let her come to you. All right, you're a king, and a king doesn't chase. A king attracts. So what I want you is to sit down on that throne of yours and let things come to you. Let the things come to you. Do you imagine a king chasing after a woman? Hey, please come out of a date with me. Never. Okay, she's gonna show you interest, you're gonna show her interest, and next thing you know, things will happen effortlessly, organically. You don't need to go out of alignment to please a woman, and if you do, it will not end up well for you. Moving on, next commandment: seek a higher power. Seek a higher power. I'm a believer in God, and I'm a Christian. I'm not ashamed to say it. I'm a Christian. I believe in Jesus. I believe that he died for my sins. Maybe my Muslim brothers that are watching this video will try to convince me otherwise, but that's what I believe. And you know what? We don't have many differences. We have that one. We don't have many differences with all the religion, but something that I respect in most of the religion is that we seek a higher power. And this is something that I believe every man needs. Because, brother, trust me, you are not God. I am not God. We are made at the image of God. But there's a creator out there. There's a creator out there. And seeking a higher power, I mean, I can go on and on about this, but it's the one thing that helped me be at peace with myself and actually sleep peacefully, because I know that I have a father out there that cares for me and that is guiding my path. Because I walk in his purpose, I do my best to walk in his purpose and to stay righteous. All right, so seek a higher power. I'm not trying to convince you into any religion. It's not about religion. It's not about going to a church or going to a mosque, but it's about you having a connection with your creator. And I believe that it gives you superpower in many ways. All right, Christians will call it the Holy Spirit, that little voice that you have within you, which is kind of God whispering to you what to do. And it's like cheating on life, right? Because you have that little help from the creator. I believe in God, and I think that everybody should at least try to open his heart to God. Just try. If it works, it works. If it doesn't work for you, look, at least you've tried. Tell yourself that. Moving on. Moving on, man. I wanted to talk about be a righteous man. Be a righteous man. Brothers, karma also is a real thing. You know, yeah, we believe in God, but I also believe that what comes around goes around. And if you're not a righteous man, you will end up really regretting it. Be a righteous man, and it's something that you gotta have in your heart. You can't force it, that is true. But it's something that, for me, I live in Montreal, and I came here 10 years ago. And man, you realize how small this city is. Because when I was a little bit younger, I did a lot of stupid stuff. And I paid the price tenfold. I paid the price tenfold. And I know some guys that I used to hang out with doing all kind of bad things to make a lot of money, all right? So let your imagination go where it needs to. But I see them now 10 years later, and they're all paying the price for it. A lot of them have to travel to many cities. They can't even stay in one city. They go to prison, they come out, and they're worse than when they were in. And it's just a vicious cycle. They might have a lot of money, but they have no peace. They can't even sleep well at night without overthinking stuff. Be a righteous man. Don't steal. Don't commit anything that... Just be a righteous man. Just be a righteous man. And I'm trying my best to not just bring it back to Christianity, but the values that we have in Christianity are just values to live by, in my opinion. So being a righteous man is one of the most important things, and it will help you also as a man in every single thing you do. One time I had a client. She came and she gave me $2,000. And she's like, I'm paying for many sessions. She left. She ghosted me. She gave me all the money because she was ashamed of quitting. Basically, she signed up the 2nd of January. And I'm like, you know what? No. I'm going to call her. I'm going to give her back her money because I know that she needs it and she just is ashamed. I gave her back her money, even if I would have loved to keep that $2,000. But guess what happened? Few weeks later, I had a commercial opportunity that made me a little bit more than this money. You know what I mean? A lot of stuff, I believe God tests us in some ways to see if you're righteous or not. All right? Moving on. Be helpful, be useful. Be helpful, be useful. There's Arnold's book that's called Be Useful. But you gotta be useful in the society you live in. Be social, be useful, help people if they need to. Alright? You can't just be jacked and good looking and rich just for you. You don't live just for you. We are a social creature. Try to help if needed. Bring some help without it being a selfish thing that you have to get anything in return. I want you to do something for someone. It's hard to say every day, but at least once a week, where you're helping someone for free. Maybe it's going to an old person and give them care. Maybe it's, I don't know, in the gym training someone for free. Yes, for free. Do it for free. Let us stop being in that selfish time that is like, oh no, I'm gonna charge for everything. My time is money. Yeah, your time is money, but you waste 2 hours on your phone scrolling. Well, what if you do 1 hour of those 2 hours giving someone for free? Guess what? It's gonna edify you more than that person, because you will learn a lot more. When I'm helping people, a lot of time I learn so much about myself, and I end up feeling blessed more than them. Try it. Moving on, be social. I don't believe men should be extrovert. Oh bro, I'm just extrovert. I'm waiting for I'm working on myself. 5 years. I'm gonna what is it called? I'm gonna lock in. I'm locking in. 5 years. Bro, stop that BS, man. Oh yeah, I'm locking in 5 years. I'm gonna get big and post content, and I'm gonna party once I'm on the boat. Now I can't party. I'm working in, like this Andrew Tate BS stuff. A lot of things that he say I agree with, but you don't need to lock in, bro. You're living now. Be in the present moment, and don't be an introvert that is in your house and you're playing video games all day with the excuse that you're locking in. You're not locking in. Be outside. You see, I'm outside. Once I'm gonna finish, I'm gonna talk to people like this that are playing soccer, and I'm gonna, I don't know, say, yo bro, let's play a little bit together, and just trying to talk a little bit with them, because that's what you are. You are a social creature. Okay, we're animals that are social after all. So stop isolating yourself, because that's not peak masculinity, man. A peak man, what do you see a peak man in superheroes movies? What is he doing? Is he just working on himself so his biceps get bigger, or he's working on that biceps so he can help other people, or I don't know, save some people's life in those movies? So be helpful, be useful, be social. Stop being all, it's not all about you, and don't make all life about business. You don't need to get paid for every single thing. You can get zero money for 12 months, but the 13th month or the 14th month, you get $1 million that will pay everything that you've been working on, okay? Once you work on your purpose. There's so much more commandments that I'm gonna make another video about it, but I want to talk about Arnold Schwarzenegger. A lot of people might not like him, some people like him, but there's something about Arnold's life that was very interesting for me that people don't talk about enough. Guess what it is? If you hang down to this video, comment down Arnold. I want you guys to comment down Arnold. Come on, help me give that channel a boost. I'm right there making the best videos for you guys, you know? Okay, so something that Arnold is not talked about enough about Arnold. So after Arnold's bodybuilding career was over, he wanted to get into movies, okay? And he had a lot of opportunities into movies that he did not accept. He declined. Why? Because he wanted to go for the main role. He wanted to become the Terminator. He wanted to become the main guy. He didn't want just a second role or a comparse or whatever it's called, like the guy that is in the background that is just walking around. He wanted to be the main character, so he had to turn down a lot of offers. And maybe those years he was a little bit stressed and be like, man, I quit bodybuilding, now I'm not making as much money, man, what do I do? But he kept believing in his purpose and himself. So probably there was years of dryness where he was kind of in a financial desert. I mean, I'm pretty sure he was still doing good, but he wasn't doing as good as he thought he would do as soon as he stopped bodybuilding. But once he kept declining them and kept working towards that main role ended up coming because he kept believing in himself, and then it paid to all the years that he didn't have that main role, okay, in terms of financial, but also in terms of career success, okay? All that to tell you, go for it, believe in it, and don't settle, because you're created for greatness. And if you applied all those rules that I said before, you're created for greatness. I'm gonna make another video about more rules, because I also believe that we need to leave a seed in life, leave a legacy, as our ancestors did. We're in times where no men want to get married, no men want to have kids, no men want to have kids because it's too expensive. Well, imagine your parents thought that way. You wouldn't be around, right? So I think it's your duty as a man to leave a legacy, leave a seed, and take care of your family and build a family, because this is also what your ancestors done, and this is God's will for us, and this is our duty to keep populating that earth. Imagine everybody's thinking, yeah, I don't want kids because it's expensive. Oh, school is $600, man, I'd rather spend it on me. Let us stop being in the selfish mindset. And I'm not blaming anybody. I'm in the same boat, man. I'm not gonna be hypocrite. I'm in the same boat. Sometimes I just want to be single and live my life and spend all my money on trips and good food. But guess what? My duty as a man is to recreate. So that's it for this video. I'm not gonna keep it too long. If you like those kind of content, consider commenting, man. It helps so much. Love you guys. See you soon. Ciao.